Welcome to Meet the Candidate. My guest for this session is Bret Howell. He is running for Central Valley School District, Director Position 2 as a registered write-in candidate. And welcome, Bret.
Thanks for having me, Sue.
So I'd start with just tell me about where you grew up.
I grew up in Spokane in the Valley, and I've been here my whole life other than an internship I did. I'm a mechanical engineer now. I specialize in new product development and have a couple products of my own too. So I really love it here. I love the Pacific Northwest, but especially here.
Okay. Well, where'd you get your training in engineering?
I went to WSU and EWU. I actually made a pretty long run in college trying to find what I really love to do. And I changed majors quite a bit. I was in biotechnology, chemistry, chemical engineering, psychology. Finally landed in mechanical engineering because it's a really good fit for me. I love cars. I love working with my hands. I love designing things. It's really great.
You can combine some of those other interests into mechanical engineering.
Absolutely.
Honestly.
Absolutely. The hands-on makes all the difference.
Yeah. So as you were growing up in Spokane, were there some, where did you go to school here?
Actually, I went to Chester Elementary, where my two little boys went, and then I went to Bowditch Junior High School, almost Horizon, but I was on the wrong side of the 32nd. And then I went to University High School, to the old University High School, and graduated in '88.
Okay. While you were in school there, were there some first jobs that you had that piqued your interest?
I had some great jobs. I mean, I did lots of grunt work. I worked in a gas station. I worked back when they had the home base, which is where Winco is now, and stock shelves and stuff. I worked for a crane company. I got my Class A CDL, which I still have, so I drive big trucks, doubles, triples, tankers. I just keep the license because it's nice to have a skill set. I've just done so many different things. But I did work in fiber optics at Telect. I worked for General Dynamics, did some ITAR restricted projects for the NSA, and some really neat different work on laptop computers and hand-top computers. Worked for a pump company and developed their whole pump line. You name it, I've done it.
Wow, that's a very eclectic background to bring to this kind of position.
Very, very diverse. I'm kind of a jack of all trades, and I love knowing how to do things. I'm good with working with people. I've done that my whole life. That's my job as a consultant right now, is to work with people to manage projects, and to do timelines and budgets, and make sure that everything is coordinated and runs smoothly. And I really love that.
Okay, well, what piqued your interest in the school board?
Honestly, I never had an interest in being running for the school board ever. But now my little boys are in school, and I just feel like I want to be part of the solution. I want to be involved, and I want to work with the district and help make everything be as good as it can be for my boys and for all the other kids in the district that they go to school with.
Okay. Well, so that kind of brings me a little bit early to this last question I ask people is why decide to, why should people vote? And they will have to deliberately write in your name, right, for Bret Howell for Central Valley School District. Maybe you can answer that question and tell people what they have to do if they want to vote for you.
Yes. So I'm like I said, I didn't really plan on running for the school district. But just kind of the way that things are, I mean, everybody is dealing with COVID, everybody's dealing with homeschooling and virtual schooling and masking, and there's just a lot of really important issues out there. I got to the point where I was just doing so much work trying to make sure that things went in a good direction for my kids, to where they were able to succeed academically and at the same time still be healthy and happy, to make sure that mentally they were in a good spot. So I came into the race late. I'm a write-in candidate. It's important to spell my name correctly. It's Bret Howell. And I feel that I definitely am very strong in my beliefs and my positions. I'm happy to state those. They're on my website, and being on the board, I won't waver from them. So I'm very pro. I'm very anti critical race theory. I don't see color. My kids don't see color. I don't think that race should be an issue that keeps getting brought up because that causes problems with race. Race shouldn't be seen. People should be judged on the content of their character. And I think that's really, really important. And I think that's what our kids need to learn. Our kids need to learn that life isn't fair. Not everybody's equal, but everybody is equally valuable, and everyone needs to have equal opportunities to better themselves. I think that comprehensive sex ed that the state pushes, I think that is not a good policy. I personally am opposed to what they push. I think that it's outside of what a lot of family values are. I think it should be done on local level. I think that it should be more focused on health, and then some of the other stuff can be worked on in the home with parents, or the parents can work with the school to make sure that their kids get educated to the level that they want. But I think that what's being imposed right now it does not fall in line with my values. I think that teachers shouldn't wear masks. I think that teachers need to be able to communicate with kids, and they need to be able to communicate clearly. I think that parents need to have choices, and there's lots of good choices. I am very much for a parent choosing to get their child vaccinated or choosing to have their child wear a mask. I am also very much for a parent being able to say that this is not neither one of these are good options for my child. My child shouldn't wear a mask for whatever reason that they may have, whether it be mental reasons, whether that be to help them to communicate better, whether it be because they don't think it's healthy. I don't think that they should be forced to do a vaccine either. That's just not the country that I grew up in, and I don't think that it reflects the values of most of the people in our community. I think that people should have the right to pray, and that's a basic constitutional right, and it seems to be frowned upon in some places now, and I don't think that's okay. If somebody wants to pray, they should be able to do that. I am not afraid of being threatened with funding. I think that there's lots of things that we can do to make sure that schools are adequately funded. I think there's a lot of misconceptions on funding right now. I also think that we need to consider if our solution to the problem right now is causing a bigger problem than the problem itself, meaning COVID is a big problem. It's very serious. It's something to be taken seriously. But if we go and we do tons of damage, we cause kids to fall behind academically in a big way. I know my kids have definitely fallen behind over the way that things have been done over the last couple of years. I mean, we lost a lot of sports. They had a really hard time with communication. Virtual does not work for my kids, and it probably doesn't work for many others. For some kids, it might work better. But there's also, mental illness is a big problem. The child suicide rate nationally is up very high. Kids, obesity is a big problem. And I think obesity should be something to be considered when we have a virus that actually has a tendency to attack people that are more obese or unhealthy. So these are things that we have to very responsibly address, not a one-size-fits-all solution. So.
Okay. Well, Bret, I can tell that you're passionate about the position, and write-in is a tough road, but I wish you good luck.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for coming in.
What does it mean to be awake? It means to truly understand the issues facing us and actively participate as a citizen in this country. One way you can do that is by voting your values, based on the Word of God. We believe We Vote has done the research and provides you the information you need to make an informed decision on which candidates will champion our values and work for us. Now is the time to rise up, get involved, and vote. WeBelieveWeVote.com.
Hello, Spokane. This is Governor Mike Huckabee. I'm going to be speaking at We Believe We Vote's October 2nd fundraiser. It's more important than ever for Christians to come together and to vote. I'm looking forward to seeing you on October the 2nd of this year. For tickets to the event, go to WeBelieveWeVote.com.